I'm glad to let you know that I have my guest with me. It's a regular face here. He's a businessman, an entrepreneur, in actual fact a real estate developer, and actually the MD, chairman of Started Properties, based here in Abuja. He's a man of many parts, and he has given a good account of himself on this set many times when invited. I'm talking about Ambassador Moses Kolawale Obisheson. You could call him MKO for short, but it's not the MKO, you know. All right, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
MKO.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so Ambassador, I do want to believe that you looked at some of the headlines this morning,
Sure.
But just in case you have not, and just in case there's somebody out there who hasn't, the major stories center around the lifting of the emergency rule in Rivers State and how the people are receiving it. A lot of the reports says that there are mixed reactions from the people there, and of course you can understand that they don't know exactly what to expect. While some are upbeat about it, of course some may not be too excited because like some of my friends say all the time, life is based on interests and where those interests are served. So as terrible as some people would think that this emergency rule was, some people, their lives would have been made good permanently by that singular intervention. Not so?
Oh, thank you so much.
So you want to take a look at... Yeah.
Actually, that's the biggest story right there in the whole. I mean, I think virtually all papers carried it. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you expect that. I would say that it's actually a mixed feeling, you know, in Rivers State. To some, they feel it shouldn't have actually happened at all.
In the first instance,
and others feel, okay, it was a necessity, a very necessary intervention by the president. Others also look at it that, no, it's an affront on federalism and all of that we practice. Others look at it from constitutional aberration here and there. So it depends on which angle at which you're looking at it. So I will not be here to want to justify the president for bringing emergency rule, or also that Fubara, still takes the office back. But what we just want to say, what I want to look at is that, look, moving forward, you know, maybe first of all for us to look at what even brought it in the first place.
Yeah.
What brought the emergency rule in the first place was the inability of the key stakeholders to work together. The state governors, and you must understand, the way governance is structured is such that the three arms balances themselves. The three arms will balance themselves up.
Yeah.
You know, you have the executive, which is actually being led by the governor. You will have the legislature, which is actually being led by Amwewele, and then you have the judiciary. And these three must find a way to respect each other. I will tell you that without missing words, I will tell you that the three of them really have not exactly done too well. Especially the two, the governor and the Amawele House of Assembly. And so if these three key heads can't work together, you're going to have issues. Because there were pronouncements made. I know that the governor feels, I'm in charge, I'm the chief executive of the state, and whatever I want to do should fly. Sometimes you stoop to conquer. Sometimes you must find a way to be able to strike a balance, because there's actually a balance that is expected, you know, from the parties, you know. So it's a major lesson to learn that there's no absolute power really anywhere. That's actually how democracy has been structured, such that if this person is going out of hands, the other party can checkmate it.
Yeah.
And then if there is a confusion of whether I have overstepped my bounds, then the court can interpret it. Now, if governor feels like Amawele led state assembly, if he feels like maybe they are really doing something beyond whatever, the thing to do is to go to court. It's not for you to shut down the assembly, burn down the assembly, shut the gates to their residents, and do all manners of things. You don't do that in democracy. And so you need to look at it that, look, yes, I'm the chief executive, but I must lead in a way to still be able to really inspire them, to inspire the country, because the incident actually factionalized the entire state. You have a whole lot of person pitching tent behind this, and also some really going there. So I would say that it's a major lesson to just see that there shouldn't be an absolute power. Everybody must respect each other and all of that. Also,
don't you think that part of the problem is the hand from outside, the interference that was causing?
Let me say this. You can say that it's actually the third hands outside. Obviously, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and this was actually his political godfather. I need to say this, that we must be careful what's it called, agreement, whether verbally or written or whatever, that we are sent to. It's not a must that you lead. It's not a must that you become governor. But I'm telling you, we are not there. Yeah. I'm not there. I'm not privy to whatever there, but I can tell you that most of the governors, they want somebody who is actually going to be loyal to them even after they've gone. Now, whether that is right or not is a debate for another day. But to what extent it needs to be, this is not the first time. We've seen Ngige and Uba and all of that in different states and everywhere, where there's a challenge of godfatherism and all of that. It's there. You can see the Sarakis of whatever in Ilorin, how they just want to keep bringing their own persons. You can see even what played out in Lagos, how Tinubu had to intervene. The point I'm saying is that in the political turf, this is, look at even Ladoja, Adedibu. Adedibu wasn't a governor, but he installed all the governors and key stakeholders during his lifetime were there. And when somebody,
for me, I think that's a travesty of our democracy. It puts down whatever we think that we're doing.
So that should challenge you and I.
There's a whole lot that needs to be done.
What that should do is to challenge you and I to say that, look, those who know don't participate. The elites don't participate in voting and in screening who they vote. In fact, let me tell you, the political turf will be cleaned up from the political parties. Some people don't care about how a political party is formed, who is the chairperson, who is the secretary, who are the decision makers, until they throw up a candidate. That person that is so corrupt, that whatever. Political party determine who governs this country.
True.
And the earlier the elite and I want to see more informed people get really into the structures of the political party, because that's the place where all of this will actually come. Now, if you have a political party that you think is made up of thugs and riffraffs and those who may not really be the best for the country, who may not be our best, then if you are not, they said evil thrive when the good people keep mum, when they just keep quiet and they are not doing anything. So I'm not going to blame that is this the best that we can get. I am telling you that if the good guys are not in politics, then you are giving way to our worst to be there. That's exactly what it is. So because I know of so many solid Nigerians, brilliant people, who I'm only, Obama said something. He said the place where you can influence the largest is in politics.
Yeah.
Look, Dangote cannot influence this country as much as Tinubu will.
Yeah,
Tinubu has got trillions of free money to be able to direct in any direction. Dangote
I don't think it's really about the money.
No, I'm coming.
It's got the power.
No. Power, the money and the power. If he chooses to say, you know what, whatever number of, let's say, 50 trillion that we want to spend in this government is going to go into infrastructure. It will go there.
Yeah.
If you say that, because the budget of the
because this is not a military dispensation.
No, it's not military.
Whatever he says becomes law.
No, it's not military. But you see, your mindset, you will bring it and persuade the people.
Right.
Now,
so in that case,
yes,
it now becomes collective.
Correct.
Exactly, because the National Assembly representing the people would have been involved in it, isn't it?
Yes, but you know something, if you yourself don't believe in that particular trajectory, I'll give you a very simple whatever. Why are we not patronizing Nigerian made vehicles? Why? Innocence should be everywhere. And so many other stuff. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to make a point. The reason why we have not done that is that the number one man, and unfortunately the president's influence is incredible. If he believes that, let us do the own patronage, you'll be shocked. Most governors, it may not be all governors, most governors, the National Assembly, all kinds of persons will sweep in that direction. And if they do, you will now see the private sector will go in that direction. Then we will actually be able to say we have raised ours. But if the federal government doesn't feel that way, if you just feel that, you know what, I still just want to enjoy my other brands that they feel like, look, that is prestigious, you know, that's what I've been using before I became president, and that's my level and all of that. Every other person will kill that way. If the president feels that, look, the amount of money that goes into political office holders is high, and he want to slash it by 50, and he start by himself, not just the salary. He says, you know what, guys, I think Nigeria for right now may not be able to afford this, and none of us is actually poor here. Okay, that's true. So what are you thinking, Mr. President? I'm thinking that we should actually cut all of our allowances and salaries by 50%. Look, if he does it, it's not that he's going to legislate it against the National Assembly. No, but by doing that alone, they will take a cue. Right. There was a time that I don't know who first of all donated something to a particular. You saw the National Assembly people also donating 50% of their salary. But what we're saying is that let us institutionalize certain things, and it can only start by the example that
is laid. Well, so still talking about the lifting of the emergency rule.
Yep.
Will this then mean that peace has finally come to Rivers?
I want to be optimistic. I want to be optimistic that way, because again, Fubara, for whether it's a bitter lesson or whatever, I want to say that first of all, I want to lay it down that what happened in House of Assembly, what happened in Rivers is actually no victor, no vanquish. That's the way I want to put it. Because some people I see here some in the media trying to drum the whatever of war. This is not what it should be and all of that. No, guys, no. Allow this man to actually do what I will call a unity government, where you have all kinds of stakeholders. Whether you are in E.T.C and you want to serve in the government, allow you to run. Whether you are in PDP and you want to serve, allow you to run. Whether you are in opposition, whatever. So
are you saying that because that will serve the purpose of his godfather?
No. Look, let's even leave the godfather. It will serve the purpose of the situation now. Look, Fubara, I'm trying to backtrack a little bit. We do not know, how did you and Wike, what was your arrangement before? Let me tell you, Wike and Fubara are not the only godfather and godson. We have quite a number. We have Dave Umahi, and the current governor of Ebonyi State. I mean, he brought him and whatever. But you see that they are able to manage even their relationship very maturely. You hardly ever hear any any coming to Lord or whatever. The guy is running the state the way it deems fit, and this other person is the federal minister, running whatever he needs to do. The point I'm just trying to say is that currently there is a tussle. Currently, the last fight polarized the state. Currently, the president intervened the first time. The second time it couldn't work. He had to save the day. from further decline, because the state assembly said we were going to impeach you and they started the impeachment process. If that has been, it would have injured the state for a more permanent time beyond the 6 months that we're looking at. Now we are back here now, and you are in charge of whatever. Even if all you're able to do is 50% of what you love to do, please, the state understands the situation in your first term. You see, sometimes whenever I speak, people think, why am I not speaking like what it should be? There's a difference between saying what could be and what we should manage right now. For me, I don't think that Fubara has got too many, he hasn't got a lot of space to be able to want to do only to whatever is done. Look, I don't understand that. No. Maybe Fubara would have loved this particular project to be done. Right. Let's say this 10 project. Yes. And people are saying, no, Mr. Governor, sir, this 10 project doesn't cover our own interests. People are saying, which people are saying? The the state assembly is saying that. The former minister is saying that. And the former minister. The former governor, the current minister. Now, if we keep having the former governors teleguiding current governors, yes, are we going to make progress that way? So that is, if you know that cannot be dropped, leave it. Let me tell you. No, let me tell you personal experience. You talked about. Let me share personal experience. What they actually agreed before he came on board. Yes, I do know that even some agreements, no matter what it is, it could be an agreement, but if it's repugnant to natural justice, I know that the courts will come and salvage. So take it to court if you think that thing is not. Yeah, because at the points, the kind of agreements you're referring to, at the point some of those agreements are made, you can be sure that the parties to the agreement are not on an even keel. I mean, it's like, how do you say it now? It's like one big man saying to a smaller person, a younger person, a man of means, saying to a poor person, this is our agreement. Of course, the agreement is going to be most likely in favor of the big man. And because this man wants to survive, he will just agree. But in the process, he could find out that he's been, in fact, it's a chokehold. It's dying in the process. And so when such a matter comes up, even if he's unable to help himself, I'm sure that the justice system, if we truly still have some, at least I believe we still have a relic, we still have the justice system, will come to his rescue. Okay. And that's what I think it should be. It should be is beautiful, but practicality, you must be clear about it. Let me tell you, let me give you a personal experience. Sometimes back, many years back, I was approached. They said, come run for House of Reps. I was directly, in PDP, I was approached, come run for House of Reps. I said, that's fantastic. They said, they will sponsor the entire stuff, everything, you will just be a candidate of a big boy. I'm not going to name the person. He said, once he puts you as his candidate, the funds and everything will be there, you become House of Rep member automatically. I love to be, as at that time. Now I won't do. But as at that time, in fact, it was like a dream come true. Can't be the next House of Rep for my state. But when I checked, they said, please, you will be his candidate, and whatever he feels like he should be in that constituency, I will run with it. Even though I was excited about becoming the House of Reps, but I declined it. Because I said, is it not? They say they may not be able to say what it will be and what it will not be, but I need to protect his interests in the House of Reps. That is how bastardized our political situation is. So if you have some level of credibility, turn it down. Say you can't, and walk away. Now, more and more, we should get interested in the political party where the candidates are thrown up, where they are screened, where even the thought pattern, the conscience of the party is from there, from the political structure. If we are not there, the kinds of persons that be thrown up will not be palatable to you and I. The kind of even arrangement that we're going to have. Do you think that's the kind of arrangement we have in place in Rivers right now? I can bet you that it's not far from that. Okay. I can bet you that it's not far from that. And I have several national persons who have made pronouncements about that. When they were saying that the hands of Adedibu was too strong, do you know what Obasanjo said? He said, how old is Baba? They say he's 80 something. They say, Baba, just leave him. In just a short while, he will be timed out. And that's exactly what has happened. He did not roll the machine. Of course, the president has the overbearing power to have been able to cut him off or whatever, but he never did that. He understood that this man has been in the trenches of the political landscape of Nigeria for decades. And so if he's doing something excessively, with time is going to be managed out. Or let us find a way to be able to have our constitution such that people independent candidacy. You don't need any godfather, you don't need anybody, you just come out. I tell you, there are certain persons who they come out today, some persons may vote for them. Whether they will win or not is a different ballgame.
Sure.
Look for instance, the likes of Wole Soyinka. The likes, I'm not saying whether as president now for different offices, because he mustn't be president. Look, the Falano. If you believe that somebody is clean enough and somebody is good enough, then it means that to some extent, those who are clean, who love whatever, will go. But democracy is a game of number. If you have 50 people who are fools, who are idiots, if they keep behind one person 50 and then the other person 45 professors, clean guys and all, but they are 45, this guy will win them. So you must understand the game. The game is a game of number. So do not leave it to chance. If you don't protect the number, you lose the game, no matter how good you are. Whether you are a professor, whether you are a Christian or Muslim, or you fear God and you love the masses and you love the people. All right. If you don't have the people behind you, you cannot lead in democracy.
By the way, my viewers, the line is open. Please do call in. Let's hear what you've got to say about this. The number is still the same: 08029938365. and 365. 08029938365. Now, let me ask. So, Fubara, so to speak, has been through the baptism of fire.
Yep.
What kind of governor do you think he will be? A Omojeje? I mean, what's the word now? He will kowtow to his godfather in all ramifications.
Media, I want to caution media to stop highlighting that. No,
I'm coming. That's what you've said.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Hear me out.
What kind of governor are we likely to have right now, having gone through that baptism of fire? Someone,
let me tell you,
who has to take orders from Abuja for every single thing.
This is not the stuff. I'll tell you why I say don't highlight whether he's taking orders from Abuja. I'm saying Fubara should be a wiser person now. Right. Let me tell you, negative issues makes you wiser if you learn from it. Fubara now has an experience.
In our climb, I think that a lot of times we confuse wisdom with craftiness.
No.
I think that we confuse wisdom with craftiness.
What will you call this? Jonathan. When Jonathan was the president, people didn't understand. People wanted Jonathan put together a national conference. Why didn't he implement it? Jonathan,
how has that helped Nigeria or helped this regime?
Let me tell you, if the national conference implementation has really set us back big time. I am saying that president. You're not getting me. Please listen to my line of thought. I am saying that Jonathan realized that he had a very, very weak background, a platform for him to be able to drive home what he wanted. Nationally, Jonathan's government as at that time was not controlling the National Assembly. If you do not control the National Assembly, you are weak. You are politically weak. Because any of your dream will be passed to National Assembly. If they endorse it, then it becomes implementable. If they refuse it, then it goes to the dustbin. So he realized that he wasn't in full control of the National Assembly, and that
notwithstanding the beauty, the quality, the intent, the merit of
unfortunately,
in the final analysis, who suffers for that?
The masses will suffer.
Very good. in the final analysis,
yes,
who should be the culprit in such an instance? Who should be the bad boy?
No.
Who should be the bad boy?
The bad boy is the National Assembly. But let me tell you something. There is wisdom in Jonathan knowing that, you know what, I am not in firm control of the National Assembly.
Sometimes that is defeatist.
No. Knowing a thing doesn't mean that you do. Listen, if I know that, for instance, that I don't have a very...
Because see, then you go right back. You begin to go right back to ask, so why did you embark on the confab in the first instance?
No. What you see, doing the confab has shown the mind of the country. Even right now, people refer back to it that, look, this is when we gather everybody, this is what they say we should be. Already it becomes a reference. You can say it was actually what's it called, academic exercise, but it wasn't in futility.
It can also be described as a waste of our
resources. No, not a waste of our resources. It shows reference points. When somebody has done a research, maybe a research to know how to be able to fly a jet, the fact that he didn't get commercial money to deploy behind it so that the jet can actually be produced in large quantity and all that, but he has done a masterpiece for you to see. The point I'm trying to bring is that there is wisdom in knowing your size, knowing that I am a governor, but as at this time I am not controlling the state assembly. Is wisdom. Do not think that whether I control the state assembly or not, for whatever reason, but Fubara was not in control of the state assembly, and he wants to do a thing that will negate the interest of the state. It won't work.
That will negate the interest of the
state assembly.
Okay, the state assembly.
Yes.
Now, but does it negate the interest of the masses of the people of the
by the thought of the state assembly people, it negates it.
I'm coming. That's sad because
I'm coming.
That's replicated all over the place, because as it is in the final analysis,
yes,
they
are saying we are the representative of the people.
Politics will always trump governance, the way it is.
Not always. No. Wait. It won't always. Let me tell you.
Because let me say this.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I wanted to ask whether you voted in the last election.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Wait. Because sometimes most of the people who has their brain, they don't even. I mean, most of the elite don't go in the rain and in the sun.
Let's paint a scenario, right? That the governor or the president brings something that's of benefit to Nigerians.
Yep.
But the National Assembly or the State Assembly, as the case may be, do not immediately see their own personal gain.
Yes.
And because of that, they shoot it down.
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Totally wrong.
Good. But totally wrong.
Yes.
Now, do you also foresee that there can be a situation where the governor or the president doesn't have control of the assembly, whichever national or whatever, and a proposal from him sails through in spite of that, because they see the importance, the benefits, the inherent benefit from the proposal?
Let me give you.
Is it possible?
That your whatever will say.
In spite of the fact that you don't have control.
How will it? How? Listen,
having seen the inherent benefit of the proposal, the executive.
In our current politics, it won't, because we don't have people. Wait now, Mr. D. Look. When I'm analyzing where we are, I'm not saying that is where we should be. You keep looking at where we should be, but me, I'm telling you where we are now.
We should be driven towards where we should be.
No. The way to drive towards where we should be, the way we should drive. Wait now, the way we should go towards where we should be is from behind. We should first of all have lovely political party that is being run by sensible people. Number one. Number two, then let the elite, let them participate. Too many of them see that. Look, let me tell you, a lot of the doctors, a lot of the engineers, a lot of the professors, they are not voting.
True.
I'm telling you.
But that's
it is the Talakawas, the Megoro, the Shayi, the whatever. Those who don't even know their right from their left. Those are the people voting. They do not understand why so person should not be. Say Baba, all of them will be behind the line for him. Whether that guy can give them a future or not, they don't know. So until we change we change the leadership, our leadership process is warped. It's terrible. And until we change it,
We are moving nowhere. Where I can, even why should it cost us billions or trillions of naira for just for a governance, a leadership change? Why? For election. Why? All we should do on my phone, I should be able to vote for whoever I want to vote for and move on with my life.
That's it.
Until we get to that point, you must realize where you are. Let me tell you, Tinubu, you see, I keep citing examples politically. You are shooting me down that because it's not the ideal. And I'm telling you, if you want the ideal, I'll tell you what you need to do for the ideal. Once that one is not there, the second thing, they say where your desirable is not available, your available becomes desirable. Is wisdom. Now, Tinubu brought the tax bill, and he said, this is what I want for the country. 19 state governors unanimously stood against it. They said, take that thing out. It's not going to run. That's what they told him. If 19 state governors are ready, that means dead on arrival. But do you know what he did? He started massive lobbying, massive campaign, massive enlightenment, that was what he did to be able to take some of them. He didn't take all the 19 state governors out, but he deflated it to know that, look, guys, you cannot stand against this thing. They say no. We're going to be talking to very brilliant young man. I've forgotten doing a serious job about it, because he knows that he cannot fly if these state governors who control the National Assembly people are still not carried along. So out of those 19 now, the moment you can take about 10 out of them, you have won. Because when you now take the 10 and add to these other 17, then you won. Now, it did not just carry whether people like it or not. I will shut the National Assembly, I will close the whatever, I will pass the law. If he had done that, the country would have been thrown in crisis. That is what I'm saying that Fubara can't do. You cannot shut down the National Assembly, shut down their gate, the State Assembly, just because you want what you seemingly think is good. You must, unfortunately, carry.
Nobody is supporting that.
That is what he did. So, because what I'm trying to say is that now, when I say it's wiser.
But you see, there's a way by which we respond to symptoms.
Yep.
Without addressing roots,
yes,
the root causes,
yes,
of problems.
Yes.
Now, a lot of times, what was he reacting to? He may have reacted wrongly, just like I'm also following your this thing.
Yep.
But what was he reacting to? There were things he was reacting to. Apparently, he didn't know how to properly channel his.
I love that word. I did not know.
So, but the truth is that those roots, those remote attacks, those remote things also need to be cut off. And you know what I'm saying?
Those remote things need to be cut off, but this is not how it is going to be cut off. I'm
saying.
Yes.
Right? I'm saying. I'm the moderator here. I'm not really trying to take a place. But,
no, you are taking a place. Yes, but you are a Fubara man to me. No, that's what you are doing.
I have to stand in the place
for the mass,
for everybody. Now, listen to this. Now, is it not possible that those remote attacks don't even come up at all? They should not come up at all.
It will not, because it is possible and it is not possible. It is possible when the majority are enlightened to see the seriousness of political governance.
Because in your own time and in several other times, some of those things didn't come up. Why should they come up and be that persistent in this particular debate?
Because more and more the right thinking people are not participating. Do you know what I did to get some of the persons to encourage them to go and vote the last time? Let me tell you, where I live, you know, Guarimpa here. Now, they removed my where I should vote. They took it away from Guarimpa. I went to the first department. I searched everywhere. But
I had to Gishiri or something.
I had to go to my Tama Gishiri there. You should even check what interest drove me. There is a place in Queen's Estate that is a strolling distance from my house. They did not put my voting whatever was not there. Whatever center was not there. All of the about 10 places in Guarimpa, there was none that was for me. I checked one by. Do you know that painstaking stuff? So it means, first of all,
I don't do that.
No, they won't do that. Because I said this is my one vote, this one, I must put it where I think it should be. That now for me, I may be right or wrong, but that shows a level of interest. that, you know something, is my right, and it's also not just
it's a right and a duty.
A duty. That's more like it's a duty. Go and say, Lord, the doctor, today is the time for me to rest. Unfortunately. And they are now they are now talking about how the doctors are not being taken care of. With all due respect, I don't mean to bring out doctors. I'm just talking about the elites.
Yeah.
That's the point I mean. A lot of them, they consider the election day the time to rest, the time to sleep, the time to drink, the time to party. No, guys. We must take who governs us in this country. It's like you have won the 50% of the battle.
True.
Do you understand? Now, even at the world level, so a lot of people don't know their councillors. They don't even send. There was one with the councillor, do I laugh? The councillor, the Guarimpa ward, that guy all the way from Guarimpa up to Mabushi, up to whatever. Look at that mass. It's like one state in some places. That's what a ward. I mean, a ward.
Oh, a ward.
A ward. Okay. The AMAC is like a state. A ward. The Guarimpa ward.
Yeah.
So all I'm trying to say is that, what interest have you shown? You know, first of all, do you even understand the importance of who governs you in this country? If you do, you see the importance of sacrificing that one day. You should take your holiday for one day and go get it done. You should even, they are talking about getting PVC right now. Some persons are not going. There's an open whatever. A lot of guys are not going. When it comes to that, how can you be the person? Whenever anybody is shouting, I will ask, did you vote? If you never voted, shut up. Don't talk. Why are you talking? Because you never found it important enough to be able to go through the stress. My wife was like, so you're going to drive all through this? I said, I will. Because of personal recognition, I was able to actually drive all through that time. It's a distance. But I went and I voted. Whether my candidate win or not, no, I've done my part based on what I think is right. And I voted where I think is right. Now, the issue for me is that if anybody who is not able to actually commit to that has not seen the importance of leadership, everything starts and ends with leadership. If there's anything you desire for this country, one of the things, that's why I'm one of the advocates of the fact that the Nigerians in diaspora should vote, because some of our best brains are outside of this country. So I'm a major mover of diaspora voting in this country, so that we can have some of the best quality people help to choose who lead us. And not only that, I want to see some of the best guys. Look, I want to see a Wole Soyinka, for instance, become the chairman of the local government, one local government in Ogun State. No, he doesn't have to be the governor because of his age. Because again, it takes a lot of energy and all of that running around. But if you look at, they know that first of all, this guy is not interested in any money to steal. He's interested in the best thing for this local government and just throwing up stuff.
Sure.
Now, when such a person, it creates heaven of some sort for his people. There is no talk or English that he can be doing that is as impactful as that. A lot of people they are full with grammar, they are full with all due respect, I'm not talking about him right now.
Sure.
I'm just talking about anybody. No, I'm only saying it's time that we have some of our best. Let's put our best foot forward. If I see that you are not putting your best foot forward, you don't even understand the whatever, you're going to have situations like this in our hands, where somebody has said it, that it's the first class we do one thing, second class where the third class will lead. Something like that. The person, those who really, they're even talking about third class right now. The dropout will lead. That's what it is.
That's very sad. No, because we have very few minutes more, barely 10 minutes to go. I'm waiting for your call, dear viewer.
Is the call now?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Let's have you call in. We still have about 10 minutes or thereabouts to play with, and the number is still the same, 002993835. Now, so you have the ears of Fubara right now.
Yep.
You're sitting next to him in a closed door meeting. in a closed door meeting.
Let's go. Yeah.
So talk to Fubara.
Okay, Your Excellency, Siminanai Fubara, I will simply just say that no matter what it is, the mistakes of the past teach us very strong lesson, and they are for me, it's wisdom. It's wisdom to be able to know, okay, how this cannot be done and how this should be done. I want to say that he should be the father of the state. He should
you're speaking to him.
I just want to say, please be the father of the state.
Yeah.
Rise up against all of the sectional talks. The people of what's it called? Ijo says, you are beyond an Ijo rep. You are the governor of the state. You represent the entire state, and by that, all shades of opinion, all shades of whatever will come to you. But I will say, consult wide in the political setting for your decision. Sometimes those decisions may not be the best. They said it's not right, but it's okay. They may not be the best that you think, but find out what do people and if you seriously believe, I love what the president did about the tax matter. He strongly believed that it's the time to change the tax, whatever. What did he do? He backtracked the time and the push. Then he went for lobbying, and he went for campaign, he went for enlightenment, he went for whatever, so that they can get it. Sometimes that is the best way to go. You need to really convince some of these guys that, hey guys, wastages here, spending here, and all of that will not move the state forward. Guys, I think we need to really be able to do this. What do you think? Lobby and carrying the people along is very important. I will even say very clearly, consider it like a unity government. That's what Tinubu did. Tinubu brought. Okay.
Please don't lose your thoughts. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Mazi Okwafo from Arusupe in Abia State.
Mazi, welcome to the press.
We give God the glory. Thank God that today is Thursday, the 18th of September. But my only advice to the governor is only 3 things. 1, marry all the parties that led to the state of emergency, whether Abuja, whether the local government people. That's the only solution. Pray, ask the Holy Spirit to give you that wisdom of King Solomon, so that what we want is to deliver dividends of democracy to the electorate, dividends of democracy to the people. If you see investors leaving the state, leaving the environment, does not make them going to neighboring states. What we want is peace. We pray that all those facts, all those things, please come together and work. Proof or no proof, just forget it. The God just says that you have still less than 2 years to gather to buy, to come back or not to come back. Good morning, Mazi Okwafo.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You heard him there. He said, marry the 4 parts. Ensure that whether it's PDP, talk to the PDP people there in your state. Whether it's APC, bring them on board. If it is the local government people, whether it is under E.T.C, that the local, bring them in there. National Assembly people, state assembly, bring them in there. Make sure that you are father to all. Don't. It may not be the best thing that you would love to do. You know, I gave Jonathan. I've given a lot of what's it called? A lot of examples here. Maybe not the best that you think should be done, but I'm telling you, it works. I love what he said. He said, may you have the wisdom of Solomon to be able to really know how to do this. Because sometimes some of us we are very strong in our what we think should be. Is either this or nothing. Trees that are standing are the ones that are flexible, that can bend. Go and see.
All right.
Yep.
All right. We need to leave it there.
It's okay.
It's trees that are
flexible,
flexibility that remains standing.
Correct.
Even though they may sometimes not stand straight.
Right.
All right. So at this point, we'll just have to go. And I want to say thank you to you, Ambassador Obisheson.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I must say thank you to viewers from around the world. Thank you so much for your dedication to Kaftan TV. And please do join me on the Polity from 2 p.m. this afternoon. And I also want to say thank you to the production team. I really say thank you to everyone involved in making this a huge success. Thank you. My name is Dayo Omogu, and it's bye for now.